Hey, good morning, Choice Residential. Hope your day's off to a fantastic start. So today I want to talk about pools. And I don't know if you know this or not, but during the pandemic, pools became a very hot commodity. So in our market, normally, pools have as much of a chance of being a detractor from a home as it does being a benefit, normally. During the pandemic, homes that had pools became really hot commodities, and people wanted to get pools installed. And pool installation companies were backed up months, if not a year, to get people's pools installed. So it's amazing how the pandemic evolutionized or changed the way that people in the market look at pools. But anyway, that brings up a point about pools and inspecting pools. So we know in the contract that the buyer is responsible for all costs related to inspections, and that would include a pool inspection. And we know that a seller is responsible for providing reasonable access and working utilities so that the home can be inspected properly. But what happens if you're buying a home that has a pool and you're buying a home right now in January that has a pool? Well, guess what? That pool is probably winterized. And so then who has to pay for the pool to be de-winterized and then re-winterized after the inspection? Well, that's a good question. And because pools are a different and very specific animal, the North Carolina Association of Realtors has helped us solve this little dilemma. So now on the additional provisions addendum, the last section on there actually refers to pool and spas. And what it now allows is for a buyer and seller, as part of the contract, to determine who's going to be responsible for de-winterizing the pool and then re-winterizing the pool. And it can be the buyer or the seller. They just have to agree to it up front. So just one little thing for you to think about if you are a listing agent who is selling a home with a pool. That seller may be very particular about who gets to touch their pool equipment. So they may want their company that they have maintaining their pool to de-winterize and re-winterize the pool. And so that doesn't necessarily mean they have to pay for it, but you want to be very clear at the time that you're going under contract. If the seller says, well, Mr. Buyer, you need to pay for the de-winterization and re-winterization, but I want you to use my specific company that I work with. You want to make sure that gets outlined in the contract, right? You don't want the seller to be unhappy later when it's some vendor that they're not familiar with and not comfortable with. So you just want to address these anytime you have something like a pool transaction with a pool involved. Things can be a little bit different. So you want to make sure you have those thorough conversations with your clients. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. By the way, if you've ever sold a home with a pool and have any interesting stories that you'd like to share, put them down in the comments below. I'm sure your fellow Choice agents would love to learn more. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you soon.